Tweet it.
All right, boom. We are
If you tweet
live.
it,
Did you tweet it?
no, you tweet it, and then I'll do it from my phone and I'll Instagram it, so
Oh,
I can get the link off there.
is this it? I think this is it.
Yeah, we're live.
We should have probably thought about this before we went live. I just got a something notification. Should probably turn my phone off. Hold up. Twitter. You see the score to the game, man?
Yeah, I looked at it once and I didn't look at it again.
It's like 120 to 86.
It's retarded.
All right. Oh snap! I didn't tag you in it. All right. So if anybody's watching this at this current moment, your life is probably really awkward, but it's okay right now. We'll call it Is Art Retro as the hashtag.
All right, cool.
Maybe we should have L7 hop in the joint.
Definitely. I figured he'd just show up anyway.
Yeah. Let's see if we can. Is it too late to add him?
I don't know. It
Yeah.
shouldn't be.
We didn't talk to him ahead of time though.
I mean, he knows about it though.
Yeah. All right. So should we start talking about stuff, or should we just have like casual conversation at this point? We are live.
I don't know. This is
So what?
awkward.
What you
It's awkward.
said?
I said it's awkward. I guess we should though. All right, I'm
Yeah.
about to get the link and Instagram it or whatever,
Okay.
and we can. I guess we can go from there.
So hello everyone. Are we live?
Yeah,
I know we're live, but are we like ready now?
yeah. Let's go.
All right, so you guys have just, if you've been watching this, you probably watched approximately 3 minutes or 4 minutes or 5 minutes of us figuring out how to do this because we don't know what we're doing, and it's probably really awkward for you to watch. Uh-oh, somebody just popped up.
Who's
Micah
that?
Sims joined the video call.
Well, looky here.
Ah, look at that. Look at that boy. Ah, now it's not as
Family, what's
awkward.
up?
What's going on, fellas?
What's up,
Not much,
L7?
chilling.
We've just been joined by L7, a.k.a. Micah, a.k.a. L7, I guess.
Real name, AKA.
Somebody just said, hey guys, to us. I don't know who this is, but hey. Nope, that's not what we're going to do there. Somebody is on some craziness already. But anyways, yeah, so we're doing this retro, as you know, L7, for portraits, and we're just going to go over the tracks. Hopefully this goes the proper way, and we just have a good time with it. I'm kind of sick. I'm fresh out the hospital like a newborn, but it's all good. They try to stop me from going to prayer, so I had to pray at home. It's all good, though. We're going to start with track number 1, Chris?
Well, I guess we can start by pretty much what portraits, like the meaning behind portraits, I guess.
Okay.
So, I guess I'll go first. Portraits was that title was a long time coming. It's hard trying to pick a name out. Went through a few names before, but portraits means. But what portraits means to me is like pretty much is like many different things. It can be like a moment in your life. Is that L7?
Yeah, that's L7. He having a real family life moment.
I'm here, man. My kids is talking to me, but I'm here.
But yeah, it's like a moment in your life. if you look at it like life as a gallery or something like that of art, your life is like a portrait, or moments are like the portrait in that gallery. And then there's different ways I look at it, but that's pretty much it, man. Just wanted to make music that people could relate to and be encouraged by, mainly, pretty much. That's it.
That's what's
Yeah,
up,
yeah. That was really cool. For me, I just like the term portraits because obviously we're called Is Art. That's our quote unquote collective name. So using the term portraits, like it's a it's I think it's an identifier of what we wanted to do. Like literally trying to give you like a real portrait of who we are. Like if you study art, like portraits are obviously like when somebody sits and they draw a picture out of something else. And I think, is it too early to go into this? The quote from Michael Enzi.
Nah,
Oh yeah. So like it was cool how it worked out. If you listen to September's Eden, so now we're getting ahead of ourselves. But the first track on Portraits is September's Eden, and we had this thing at our church called Illuminate Conference, and it's a really big thing, and we have like all the youth, a lot of youth from Virginia. They come out, and we had this special speaker by the name of Michael Enzi, and he's the actual president of the General Youth Division now, right, Chris?
I don't know.
I think so. Anyways, he's like the president of the youth division, but he wasn't president when we got him. So like he got like quote unquote elected after we had him. So it was kind of like the hipster thing because we had him before he was cool or whatever. And he was preaching, and in the middle of the sermon, he was like, "My life is a portrait of the grace of God. My life is," and Chris and I had already gone back and forth, and Chris wanted to use the term portrait, and I was like, well, "What if we call it self-portrait, or what if we call it this?" And when he got up and he was like, "My life is a portrait," I was like, "Yo, like confirmation." That was probably the dopest, coolest thing that's happened in a while. So, yeah, for sure. That was my inspiration for it. And of course, we're called Is Art, so it makes sense for a group called Is Art to have something about portraits, as a name, as a title. So that was a benefit and a blessing as well.
It was crazy because it started off like the self portraits was the first one, and then we have found out like that there were some other projects with the same name, and then we were like, yo, what can
Yeah,
we call it? And then I was like, well, what if we just call it portraits for short? And I mean, it worked out like you said, because I think that fit better as well. Like it just flows better.
yeah. We got boosted with a whole lot of names. I swear there's somebody around us who like has their cameras on us at all times. Every time Chris and I come up with a new idea, L7 knows. Y'all don't. The rest of y'all, if y'all watching this, y'all don't know, but L7 knows. I'll come up with an idea for a song or an idea for a sample, and literally like 2 days later, I'll check Rapzilla and somebody else is doing it. I'm like, oh man, well,
Hmm.
that was a good idea while it lasted.
That's happened too many times.
We get boosted all the time. All the time. I don't know if it's because great minds think alike, which is another segue, or because, if it's because we just get boosted all the time. But Chris, if you want to you want to start us off with September's Eden, even though we kind of spoke on it already.
Um, I think this is how we should do it. That's how we're gonna do it. You speak on it first.
Who had the first? Oh, I had the first verse.
I think so. So you speak on it first. I speak on waves first. You speak on Mom's Right first. You speak on Mr. Backpack first. I speak
Okay.
on Reminisce first. I speak on Thank God I Made It first, and then you can speak on theme music first.
My favorite song on the whole project. Anyways, um, yeah. So September's Eden is kind of, I guess, self-fulfilling. We came up with this song because Chris and I were both born in September, and I was born on September 1st. So so it's kind of like the creation moment, and I think part of that inspiration was I think we initially tried to drop portraits on September 1st or in September, not September 1st, like September 8th or something like that. That didn't happen, but
Yeah.
so that was the idea for September's Eden. We wanted to basically introduce you to the genesis of us. And obviously, if you understand, if you read the Bible, like the Garden of Eden is in the book of Genesis. So we were introducing people to the genesis of us, the genesis of our beginning, which is in September. It's also an ode to our friend Damien, who hopefully he's watching this. Anyways, our friend Damien, he was also born in September. And the quote unquote creation of Isart was when we used to just go over to his house and he used to play on the piano and just be like, hey, you guys like this beat? Do you guys like this beat? Do you guys like this beat? And so him constantly doing that kind of helped us generate an idea for doing September's Eden. And we wanted to start it off with something that was explicitly us. So if you listen to the intro of it, at the beginning of September's Eden, we say, it's like, hear always report our God is one. And there is the initial using for that is because that's in Deuteronomy chapter 6, verse 4. And if you read Deuteronomy 6, verse 4, that was like the Shema, or like the creed that Jewish people used to say. And it was said, I don't know how factual this is, but it was said that Jewish families in the Old Testament, they were so on that creed, they were so on that statement that oftentimes they would try to get their children to say that before they could say mom or dad. So like they wanted their kids to know that they wanted their kids to know that statement about, you know, like one God or whatever, before their children even said mommy or daddy. And then of course John 3:16, I kind of like clipped off of John 3:16 too, saying God so loved the world that he sent his only son. So I'm taking those two things from the Old Testament, from the New Testament, and bringing it together, and then that's how the intro goes in. And I wanted to have something that was more lyrical, that kind of like went in and, you know, just kind of like spazzed on the track and just kind of gave you a whole bunch of metaphors and similes and whatever to go in, so people knew that we had lyrics. If we didn't give you lyrics on any other track, I wanted you to give you lyrics on that track so people could be like, oh, these guys have lyrics, which is kind of self-fulfilling, but that was the initial thing. And it was also to just describe what God has done in my life, you know. Just talk about how, you know, symphony about the King of Kings who came to renounce sin for me, you know, talking about how Jesus came on earth, he died, and because of him, without him, I'm nothing, but with him, you know, it's a September's Eden, it's a new day, it's a new Genesis in my life.
Yeah. For me, I think that track was important because, kind of like we were talking about, it's the first track of our first project, so I think it was like, not trying to just show off lyrically, but just trying to let people know what we're about, what Portraits is about, because that's a big moment when that first impression. So that's why I think that track was important. And I mean, it came out good. It came out better than I thought it would at first. I was kind of nervous about it. I didn't know how it would turn out, but I think it sets it lays the foundation for what the rest of the project is gonna be about, I think. So
yeah, the crazy thing about it was that the last song or the next to the last song we recorded? Thank God I Made It, I think was the last song we recorded, but that was like the next to the last song we recorded.
Actually, it might have been the last, because we recorded we recorded that at your house.
Yeah. And that was crazy too, because I feel like that had the best clarity. Don't quote me on that. It had one of the better clarity of everything. Like, we went to the studio and did tracks at the studio, and then we did one track on GarageBand just goofing around. And we were in the wrong room. But that's a whole nother conversation, a whole other time. And like, that song came out, I was really impressed. I feel like, you know, the book of Genesis is kind of like God's displaying his glory, and I feel like we did our best to display like the glory of God and the glory and the, you know, like the glory of God in his creation of us in that track. L7, you got any thoughts?
No, I'm just listening and soaking in, just getting y'all perspective on the whole process of Portraits. I know for me, I know it's something I anticipated, just from initially quote unquote meeting you guys.
Yeah.
Just
L7 is in California. We have never actually physically seen this man.
Yeah, so I anticipated just to hear some tracks. I heard some unreleased stuff, but just for you guys to get the ball, rolling is something I anticipated. So,
Yeah.
I'm just trying to I'm just soaking it in, man, getting y'all perspective and behind the scenes and all that stuff. So I'm just here chilling, man.
Yeah. All right, Chris,
All
you
right.
got waves?
I'm about to put the link in the bio on my Instagram. My brother just told me to do that. I forgot about that.
Yeah. And
That was
tell
clutch.
people that like if they wanna, I don't know if the actual chat thing is live, so tell people if they want to they can use the hashtag and just or they can comment on the Instagram video or whatever. I got the whole Gotham light under the thing because the lighting in my room is horrible.
Hold up. All right, waves. Um, the thing about waves is I was thinking about the other day is the process of how I wrote that song is like backwards. The third verse was written first, the second verse was written second, and the first verse was written last. That
That is
third
so.
verse I wrote that in like 2011, 2012, something like that, to a whole different beat. And I was planning on it was like a Ninth Wonder beat or something like that. I was planning on using it for that. Then the second verse came after I was watching a Rapzilla video, and they do the little free 16 bar freestyles or whatever, and it was Swoop, and the jump was crazy. So after I heard it, I was like, man, like I gotta step my game up. So I went and wrote that verse. Then the first verse was like after I heard the beat, and I was like, I'm gonna do this song. So I thought that was cool how that came out. This is one of the songs of one of the older songs I think on the project. I
Yeah.
remember when we went to that first time we went to Woodside, we performed it before we like it was like a year before we even recorded it.
Yep.
Years of change, matter of fact. But I was surprised so many people. Not su- not surprised, but I mean it got a good.
People
People
really
like
like
that
that
song.
song.
Yeah, people like that song more than I thought they would. So that was cool. I think the song is. I mean, it's kind of self-explanatory.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
People
It's a
people
lot
really
going on. I'm
like
trying
that
to like
song.
think, and then like Instagram, and it's a lot going on. Sorry. Yeah. But yeah,
My fault. You still talking?
no, you good. Good.
Nah, like people really like that song. Chris and I have been in some interesting situations. We went to this place out in Gloucester, Virginia, and my mom, she's got this friend who does like they have like this. It's not a harvest party. It's like a harvest concert thing, and I remember we went and Chris and I thought we were gonna go there and we are gonna be like the mixtape rappers and gonna have like a whole bunch of copies of our CDs and we were gonna pass our CDs out and there's gonna be a lot of young people there and people were gonna love us and it was gonna be awesome and then we were gonna be rich and famous. I don't know if Chris thought that. That's what I thought. Anyways, um, it's once again slightly self-serving. And we get there and it was humbling because we get there and I think Chris and I were minus like maybe two other people. My little sister included, were probably the youngest people there. And I just remember we getting there and like the atmosphere in that room was just so heavy. It was just like so burdensome and stuff. I think we lost Micah. Anyways, the atmosphere in that room
No,
was
I'm here.
okay. The atmosphere in that room was just so heavy, and Chris and I were just like, we don't know what to do. And I was like, all right, just get up and do waves. And I don't. We just that was the only song we did, right, Chris?
We do. Yeah. That was on the song we did.
Yeah, Waves was the only song we did, so I was basically like, I didn't even rap, and they invited me out basically, and then they invited me out expecting me to perform, and I was like, nah, I like Waves better. So we did Waves, and it was crazy because it's like a room full of older people, like older people, and they were rocking with that junk, like they were trying to like harmonize their own way, and like they were really, they try to make it slightly more black gospelish, but they were really rocking with us on the song. And after that, it just felt like the atmosphere in the room. You remember that, Chris? It just felt like it was like
Yeah,
half.
like it felt like the song selections were more up tempo and everything. Like
Yeah. I don't know if that was coincidental, but when we first got there, like
it was
apparently
G.
somebody got in a car accident and somebody else had died, and like so and so died and so can't be here because they got in a car accident. I was like, good gracious, I want to go home. I don't even want to do this anymore.
That's
But
on G.
But like after we did that song, like everything. I don't know if it was us, and it was just, but I personally believe that God allowed us to, administer joy to them, and we were an encouragement to the people there, via that. So yeah.
That's what's up, man. I remember hearing that track. I was at work. A lot of y'all tracks I'll listen to. I'm at work. I'll just stop what I'm doing. Like that could have got me fired. But anyway.
Oh man,
So
that's not our goal.
Uh,
We got now.
but anyway, just hearing it at work and just like wow, like I think Izar as a whole is something that the Christian rap community that it needs, which I knew for one because of you guys are saved for one, um, uh, but two just the type of style, the lyrical style that is lacking. And I heard Waves, I was like, wow, like Chris, like you're an excellent songwriter, excellent lyricist. The lyrics are really hitting, and I really enjoyed the track. So I knew from then on that you guys were really headed in the right direction. So
Yeah.
I appreciate that. I think Waves is probably like the best out of songs I've recorded and even songs I haven't recorded. The best written song as like a full song, like hooks and verses. The most complete song I've written. So like that's the
huh.
like, I think from now on, like I think that's the standard. Like not to come just compete with myself. That's not the mission, but just to I want to have an impact. Like because I think Waves in a way was impactful. So I want to have like an impact in that way.
Waves made waves.
Like and the crazy thing is like I listen to it like when I listen to my music it's like nah because it's just me. It's like yeah it's me rapping. But like sometimes I listen to it I'm like wow this is like and I listen to what like some of the words I'm like man that's kind of good like as far as like stuff you need like just encouraging and empowering. Hey, there's Damien. Hi,
Hey,
Damien.
Damien. Which brings to mind another question.
Good
I think we're
morning.
posting the wrong
Don't
link.
sneak up on us like that, Damien.
Just
That's
hop
you
in.
scared me.
Damien, so I don't care. I'm
There's a
glad
lot of Damiens just going around. I'd appreciate it if we talked one at a time.
Damien.
What's going on?
not much, man.
Shout out Izard, man. Shout out Izard. This
What up, Darian?
was good, man. No.
So how's it going? What's the plan? What's the makings of the new year?
He just hopped in the middle of the conversation.
My bad.
No, you're good,
We
homie.
late to practice.
Hey, we gotta figure out, Damien, can you do me a favor since you're here?
Yeah.
Can you figure out what if this is streaming? Can you see if there's like an actual YouTube link for it? Because I feel like everybody's gonna hop in, and next thing you know, we're gonna have like all of TPP like in the same conversation. That could get really awkward for somebody who doesn't know what's going on real quick.
Yeah. Good question. When I clicked on the link that Chris showed me, it only showed his face, but there was like no audio.
Huh. But the link I gave you put you right into the conversation,
Exactly.
which is good for you. But I
Chris,
don't really
say
want too
something?
many other people to have that
Huh?
power. We might have somebody random hop in, and I'll be highly upset with people's lives.
It's weird.
All right.
Because I'm looking at the link Chris sent me, and it's just him moving
Wait,
around.
wait.
not
This is
doing
the
it.
one I put on Instagram.
No, the one you sent in my email.
Like that you're in here twice.
Yeah, why did he get in here twice? That's crazy.
I don't know.
No, I just got on from my computer.
Oh, you're silly. Get out of here.
I was like, there's two of them. What song are we on? Waves? What's the
Waves.
next? Mine's right.
I
Next
also
song,
like it
right?
because it's easy to perform though.
So what?
I said it's easy to perform.
Oh yeah,
Like,
Waves is stupid.
I'm not
perform.
I'm still learning how to performing isn't my thing. If it was up to me, I'd just make songs and that'd be it. I wouldn't perform at all because I hate being in front of people. But waves is up tempo, but it's not like
No.
it's in my style. It's my style of up tempo. It's not too hype, but it's enough to get you. You know what I'm saying? Where you need to be. So it's easy. I
Yeah.
like performing that.
Yeah, I do.
Um, I really want to see. Hold up. Like, I gotta find the YouTube link for this because I want to see if this is streaming live to YouTube right now,
Mm-hmm.
and if so,
I think the one Damien's talking about. No, here's what Damien's talking about. Because I was trying to do it when I was trying to fix it.
oh,
I like, you know how you have your circle of friends and stuff. I
yeah.
just clicked invite and I made one, but it wasn't working. So that's probably what he clicked on. So the people on my Gmail that I'm
Ah, I found it.
connected
It
to,
is live, and we are streaming.
cool. The people that I'm connected to on Gmail, they're probably looking at my face right now.
All right, delete the post that you put up, if that's
On
cool.
which one?
All of them.
On Instagram and stuff?
Yeah.
Well, my golly.
Hey guys, since I'm technically not supposed to be in this, send me the link and I'll just watch.
Nah, you cool, cause I mean you on the last 2 tracks.
I was. They were great tracks, by the way. Buy
They
my
were
next
good
album.
tracks, actually. You sound so
I
confident.
don't have an album. I wish I did. But
You should, man.
it's in the makings. I endorse all you guys. If that's still a thing, I
Aiming
can
for Congress 2015.
You're silly,
As
dude.
in youth Congress, not actual Congress.
Yeah,
But
that's
still,
too political for me.
yeah.
So
Hold on, I'm about to tag on a link via Twitter, man.
Fair enough.
I guess so. Would you put the link in
Alright,
there?
here we go.
The
'Cause
iPhone.
I mean, like, it's cool that Damien's
Oh,
like somebody else from church or something would hop in, but like
putting the
somebody else
So
might
actually,
hop in, like, bro, how did
I
you?
should have kept the last one. Crap.
Yeah, that'd be awkward.
All right, and we're back for the 15th millionth time. What track are we on?
We are now on. What is everybody? Did everybody say everything about waves?
Chris, Damien, did you have anything to say about waves?
No, not at the moment.
All right, kosher.
Then that moves us on
next
to
song?
Mine's Right.
Mine's right.
Yes, sir. Track number 3.
All right. Yeah. So, let me turn this off. I'm just gonna start dinging for no reason. Mine's right. The process for that was crazy. I wanted to do something that was, I guess, more spoken word, and I was trying to record this song. First off, after I wrote this song, I was inspired by something else completely different. I think I was actually inspired by that, like that Captain.
Read my stick of light.
Yeah, Darian loves that song.
Read my stick of light.
Anywho, and so I recorded this song, and I recorded that junk off of, and first of all, Portraits as a Self was like a project that we worked on, but it like we didn't know all the technicalities of like recording and producing, and L7 helped us out a lot, like a lot. So some of y'all are like, why is L7 randomly here? No, he's like our OG. So if you have any questions, stop talking. So, no. But no, like he really helped us out a lot, as a Daniel, and just like getting through the process. I don't know if our OG, like our sponsor or something. I don't know. Anyways, our Godfather. I don't know. Anyways, but I was trying to record Mine's Right, and I didn't have a microphone, so I was recording it off the computer mic on my MacBook for GarageBand, and there was an individual who I was like, yo, can you like mix and master this for me? And the dude was like, yeah, I'll mix it. I mean, he gave me some reasonable prices, but he was like, yeah, I'll mix it for you for like $75. I'll mix and master the song for $75, which I mean is like reasonable prices in real world. But I was like, man, I don't even have $75 for one song. And then I was like, well, I'm gonna record it off my computer mic. And my dude was like, you can't do that. And I was like, man, you can't tell me I can't do something. So me being hard headed, I went in my room, went in my closet, like put all the clothes in my closet in a certain section, and I tried to record the song over and over and over, and it just was not flowing. And finally, I just stopped. I prayed, and I imagined myself performing in front of the students that go to my church. And like as soon as I did, that was the final cut. Like I went all the way through. That was the final cut and everything. And so that was that. Great minds think alike. And the concept of the song is the Bible says, "Be not conformed to this world, but be transformed by be not conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind." And then also having the mind of Christ. The Bible talks about having the mind of Christ. And so have a great mind. If I want my mind to be great, I want people to say, Caleb has a great mind because Caleb has the mind of Christ. Not necessarily, oh, Caleb has a great mind because he's educated, or Caleb has a great mind because of this, or Caleb has a great mind because of that. But Caleb has a great mind because he has the mind of Christ. And that was my goal. That was my drive for that song. And it's like all neo soulish, and I get my spoken word flow on, and it's chill, and it's dope, and all that other stuff. That's all I gotta say about that.
From a music perspective,
Yeah.
it sounded like you put your thing through a filter. So if you didn't say that, you could have had like a really nice top secret there.
Oops.
But it's all right. I mean, you're telling the truth. That doesn't really matter. Just saying, like, I would have thought you probably ran it through like a filter of some sort.
Yeah, I put it through this filter. You know, yeah. I'm not gonna tell you what.
A little late for that.
I think it's a little late, bro. Just
a little late for that one.
Just a little. So far, I mean, you guys talked about what the first three tracks.
First three, yeah.
I mean, I remember just you guys. More so Caleb, because Chris is usually MIA like right now. But see, there's what I'm talking about. But I remember you guys been talking about this even since I was actually in Virginia, and so for me to just give like a synopsis on this entire CD, I think it's a step in the right direction. Clearly, you know, we all make mistakes, and we all, you know, have our trials and errors, and there's things we can always work on. But I think it was a very good attempt. I think it was a successful attempt on you guys putting together something that you guys have been dreaming about for God knows how long. So, most of these songs, I guess, were more so like personal for me, just because it was like, it kind of reminded me of the days when we would sit like in my room laughing for hours about random stuff and just talking, and then you guys actually putting in the work and, you know, coming out with a finished product, no matter what you may have thought about it. Now, how many times you may have tried to mix it, how many times you try to correct your voice, you know, you try to fix this verse, is the fact that you guys had a finished product that you can say, I did it, and say, like, all right, here's my first step, here's my foundation, now where do I go from here? Now, I think each song definitely, beyond what you guys are saying, gives a personal view, I think, of y'all's lives at the time that you guys are writing it. And that was probably the worst grammar I think I've ever used in my life.
Yeah,
but
we're all off the clock. Nobody
I just, the song tells a story about each of you individually, and even the ones that are collabed, it's still telling a story about yourselves. So, I mean, if anybody that is watching this that hasn't checked this out, let me be the first one to promote it again. It is on SoundCloud. Every track is on SoundCloud. Please take a listen. Please listen, share it, you know, repost it. It's definitely something to listen to, definitely something to gravitate to. It's not even because I'm on supposed to be the last two tracks. I don't even care about that. The CD, the whole mixtape itself was great. It was a great mixtape. Very poetic, very wise, very just good things all around. All around, it was just great. So that's my 2 cents plus $1 on it all. So.
I'm gonna cry rapper tears.
Oh gosh, that's awkward. I don't even know if that's possible, but let's not do that.
That's my new thing, man. I was just one day I was just like, that was so powerful. I'm gonna cry rapper tears. We say that at church now. Like we did the song Anthem to Our
Would
God
these
at
be the
church.
Soldier Boy? Would these be the Soldier Boy after the Whitney Houston tribute?
Yeah.
Are those rappers? Okay, just clarifying.
Like Denzel Washington and Thor, just that one tear just falling down the side of my face.
There's levels, like you know what I'm saying. You gotta,
Side note on that one tier. Sadly, I came home. Okay, I walked through the apartment door when I got into New York, and my mom is watching Glory. I don't really know why we're watching Glory at 11 o'clock at night. That's really awkward. On top of that, it's the part where Daniel's being beat. And my mom's like, he's not even twitching. He's not moving. And like my mom's like, so you only cry from one eye? And I was like, Mom, I'm important out of this whole movie.
Your mom is hilarious, bro.
I'm sorry.
All right, what track are we on?
I don't know. Mine's right still.
Oh,
Like you said, I think that's Darian's just favorite track.
Great minds think alike.
Yeah. I know Caleb was surprised because Darian had said one day, he was like, yeah, that's like my favorite track. And Caleb was surprised. Because
I was
like,
you like that song?
yeah, like it's like the feel of it.
Well,
but
you know what my other favorite track is, but we'll get to that point. We'll get to that part.
yeah, anyways. But I mean, like somebody told us, boy Travis, he was like, when he did our interview, he was like, what did he say? He said Portraits was like the first project he's heard in a while that he didn't have to skip any songs, and every song was like true to us. So I think that's doing Mine's Right was like one of the songs that was true to you. So I appreciate that, like doing you, because it's easy to do what everybody else is doing, because everybody else is doing what everybody else is doing. But when you go and do what you want to do and make the music that you want to make, hey, it's Janine. When you make the music that you want to make, that's always dope. So I appreciate that track for that, and it's a dope track. Period.
Yeah.
If I could have some input, I heard the track, the rough version, and I could remember you, Caleb, having, I guess, trying to find your identity as an MC or as an artist.
Yeah.
You didn't know, like, how, am I a rapper? Am I a spoken word artist? How should I delivery? Like all the things that come with it. And after I heard Mine's Right, I'm like, you got it. Like you hit. That's your style right there.
Yeah.
You hit it. You hit it nail on. And I think it was a perfect fit. For who you are, because I don't think you're just an MC. I think it's more to your style. I think if you can remember, I said like you're not like propaganda, but it's similar.
Yeah.
And I think that you really hit the nail on the head. So good job.
He's Mr. Metaphor.
Like
he's one of those dudes. Like I appreciate, like, even when I used to like listen to a whole bunch of other artists back in the day. I always appreciated the artists that I go back and listen to. Like it'd be a song I listened to like 100 times, and then I catch something like, yo, I didn't know he meant that when I first heard it. And that's like, I remember we listened to Awake the Sleeper.
Yeah.
I forgot where we were about to go. I don't know if we were about to go perform it or whatever we were about to do, but we listened to it, and I was just laughing in the car, like, and he looked at me like, oh, this dude's retarded. What is he laughing for? But I was laughing because I'm catching all the stuff he's saying, like, yo, this dude is bananas, like just crazy. Metaphor game is ridiculous.
He does it, but yeah, you may not know this, but the first metaphor I heard of Caleb, the Isaiah one. Some
That's
theology, because
Mr. Backpack.
Yes,
Yeah.
Best line on the whole album. Look, that's the oldest song on the project, so we knew that was always the thing that was going. Well, we get to that.
So
more into that.
I heard that metaphor, and it blew me up. Like my mind exploded.
I almost quit.
And so ever since that time, whenever I'm writing a song and whenever I come to a punchline, not in like I'm trying to like some competitive way, but I always try like I have Caleb in mind because I think out of everybody who raps, you have the thickest punchlines, and it's because one, it's like a snowball. Your punchline, you have a punchline within a punchline.
Build up, yeah.
And people like what? Like they won't like you have to really listen to catch without all he's saying. And so whenever I write to this day, it's like okay, with Caleb, would this be up to par with Caleb's punchlines? Would this be up to par or equal to or close to what Caleb would write? So you really inspired me. Your bananas, your punchline are bananas.
It's too much pressure, man. Now I gotta do like I gotta go pray.
Put it on yourself. This
like,
is your fault.
like,
Blame us. Come on.
oh Lord. Hey Janine.
Hey,
My
I
sister.
just downloaded Google Hangout to see what
Yeah.
this is about.
He's one of those people who got the wrong link, but it's okay.
I'm sorry, for real.
No, you're good.
Oh my, this is awkward.
Don't worry about it. It's okay. Anyways, what track are we on?
If everybody's done with Mine's Right, we are now on track number 4, Mr. Backpack, and I will go first.
Oh,
So, back to that, what I was saying. All right, so this track was not only written, but it was recorded in 2011, because you were still
I
at
was
Liberty.
about Liberty.
So, how this track came about was we just wanted to do like a backpack, just rap type track, just no hooks, no nothing, just rap. And we're trying to find a beat. I found a beat on YouTube, and man, I think I recorded I feel like I recorded my verse while you weren't there. But this is the oldest track on there, obviously. But back to that line, like even before we came up with Portraits, I was like, man, he has the best line on the project, and we haven't even like recorded the project yet, because that line is like ridiculous. Like what that line means. For those that don't know the line, seems to be a horror film theology, because Isaiah praised 1 and y'all saw 3. And I heard it, I was like, I was really about to quit, because I was like, I'm about to tell him you could write my verse as well, because there's no reason for me to try to
Yo, that's the
embarrass
sickest
myself.
song I ever heard to this day.
Try getting on the track with him, like you know what I'm saying? Like nothing I say is gonna, you know what I'm saying? So this track was fun.
It's so apostolic. Like I
Yeah.
have an apostolic punch.
Yeah, that's the thing. I was like, man, I got some work to do.
Yeah.
Like,
But surprisingly, like when we did the little video for the kids like it. Like I didn't expect that.
So you're saying
It's like anything.
so basically what you're saying about the line is, you know how you're sitting in church and like you hear the pastor say like that one line that somebody's like glory, like they say that one good punchline. That's how Caleb's rhymes are.
Hit the Jared on them. My God.
my God. Oh
I had to
man.
hit that face on him. But yeah, I think it came out good, man. It was fun to just rap. Just take it back and just rap. And on the outside looking in, you wouldn't think that it fit into the theme of Portraits, but weirdly it does. It somehow it fits. Like it flows with everything else. So that was
Yeah.
cool.
I think it was a good segue track actually.
Yeah. It was because it was like it's 8 songs on the project, and that was the 4th one. So that was kind of like the end of the first half of it. So you in the first half, and then the next song you get into the second half. So yeah.
That was the first song I ever heard from you guys.
Yeah.
Mm.
That's the first
The
song I
first
ever
song I ever heard. And me, I'm an old backpacker myself. I don't like choruses in songs. That's just I'm kind of weird like that. So to have it just straight, just bars spitting, it was right up my alley. Um, and then that punchline, and I was like, man, I'm hooked. Like these are is art. I'm down. I'm down for the cause. So
Nah, I just wanted to do like a backpack song. See, the thing about me is, and this is, I think my sister is still on, so she's gonna hear a secret that she didn't know. The thing about me is, when I was younger, Chris and I both grow up in a, strong like apostolic background. And the thing about me is, when I was younger, um, I would try to sneak and listen to the radio and listen to stuff that it wasn't approved of me to listen to. You know what I'm saying? And Damien and Chris, they already know. I used to always be on like the new music. Any new secular rap song that came out, I always knew about it. And there was a station that came on late at night. This DJ came on late at night, and he would play this junk called The Fifth Element. And so, because that was the only time I could really listen to the radio, that's what I started hearing a lot. And so, and it would be like a lot of backpack rap, like a lot of just like bars. You know what I'm saying? And so when I did Mr. Backpack, I was like, I want to do. I heard the beat, and I was like, yo, I just want to do something with just bars. Like, I think we might have been Swoop inspired too. I don't know, but I was just like, I just want to go in and I just want to demolish something, you know. But the Isaiah line, I don't know where that came from. Like, I'm not gonna be like, I'm not trying to be one of those people who's like, yeah, God gave me that line. But I think God gave me that line because I don't know where that came from. Like, I just wrote it down and it just kept going. And then after I recorded, I was like, wow, I just said that. I have no idea where that came from. Like, I literally don't know where
dude,
that
I was
line
at
came
work.
from.
Listen, no, I was at work listening to it on my headphones, and like there's this area because I work at a hospital, and there's like this lounge area. So uh, at the time, what I would do was I would give breaks, so I had some downtime. So I was listening to it in this little break area at the hospital in my headphones, and I heard the punchline. Like I yelled out loud, like "What?" Like out loud. What? What? Like hold on. We were and like played like 50 times, like just the punchline. Like what? Like my mind was like exploding. Um, it's phenomenal. Like to this day, because it's so apostolic. Like you don't hear it no apostolic punchlines. You don't hear it at all, especially in the arena we're in. There's not a lot of apostolic rappers, and if they are, they're scared to admit they're apostolic. And
Yeah,
so to just diss the Trinity, because that's what you did, to diss the Trinity that boldly and uh, eloquently was just phenomenal. So
like I said, to this day, I don't know where that line came from. Like if I tried, I couldn't do that again. Couldn't. There's just no way. There's
there's
no way I
no
could have done
way.
Ha!
it. Jesus save
Great
me.
segue.
Oh,
Great.
is that a segue? Is it the next song?
Yes, that is the
That
next
is the
song
next
actually.
song. I was unintentional.
Can I also say something? My backpack.
Oh, we got one more. Some input about Mr. Backpack first.
Even though like I say this to Chris a lot, like because when I listen to the project, and I'll listen to like Minds because that's like one of my favorite songs. And as soon as Mr. Backpack comes out, I hear Chris' voice. I always clown him about it, like, man, turn this off, man. I don't like this track. But that for I can't really say I have a favorite track because I like the whole project. But it's just
Right.
cool to hear like somebody like I grew up with, somebody like I live with, like be like, you know what I'm saying, just like, oh my gosh, he's good. He's spitting bars, you know what I'm saying? Even though he can't rap better than me, but it's all good. It's just like
Wow.
I don't think this is the first time I said this.
Shame the devil, though.
This is the first time I said this for Chris. Like, that's actually one of my favorite songs too.
Yeah.
Oh man, hug moment.
Bell tear.
Soldier Boy.
That glory tear going.
Oh Lord.
Glory! Hallelujah, God.
All right. So I guess we're going to track number 5. There's no way.
Yeah. You want me to do that one first, or what's up?
Yeah, you can go first.
All right. So there's no way. I don't even know. I was just, to be honest, I think I was in a spot where like I was just going through, to be perfectly honest, and I was really not like feeling. This is gonna sound weird because people hear it and they get encouraged. I was not feeling life when I wrote that song at all.
What were you feeling? Want to elaborate?
Not life. I really want to feel some mango juice right now, but my doctor won't let me. Anyways,
That's awkward.
I'm just
I
saying.
feel like you just said don't be healthy. That's what I think I just heard.
Nah, like that's a whole nother story. I'll talk to you about that offline because people don't need no money. Anyway,
Amy is retarded.
Sounds so wrong. You got bubble guts, bro?
yeah. Anyways,
All
back
right.
on track. Yeah. So like, I wasn't feeling. I guess you could say condemnation. I guess it was more like condemnation and just like. I'm not saying I was doing anything wrong, like anything like illicit or anything like that, because I wasn't. But I just didn't feel like I was living the way that a Christian really should be living, you know. And I was just reflecting on my life and everything like that, and I just felt really down, like just down, you know. And I started writing, and I didn't know whether I was gonna write a rap song, whether I was gonna write a poem, whether I was gonna write, you know, like a blog or whatever. I just pulled my notepad out and I just started writing. And that's why the first 2 lines are like, I don't really rap, I just write what's on my mind, and God engineers that it happens to rhyme. By the time I got to those first 4 lines, I was like, well, I guess this is at least a poem or a rap. I don't know where this is gonna go. And so I just kept writing from there. You know, I was trying to think of like a good hook, and I couldn't think of anything. And so I was somewhere, I think I was at the gym, and I was just trying to like, I was just thinking about how Jesus saved me, and I was like, well, I said there was no way Jesus saved me. And I'm at the gym, like, reciting these lyrics in my head, trying to, like, do the bench press and whatnot, and about to have a moment on the bench. People probably thought I was crying because I couldn't lift the weights. I was at the gym, you know, and I was like, that's what it is. That's what it is right there. So that song went through a variety of trials and errors as far as the recording of it. But, yeah, Jesus saved me. And it's true. Like, if you think about your life, like there's even the most holy, upstanding, upright person, like there's really no way, you know, because the Bible says all have sinned and come short of the glory of God. So, like, you could be the holiest person ever, and there's still no way that Jesus would actually save you, but he saved you, you know. And so, yeah, that was my sermon of the moment.
Oh. As far as like the track, like style wise, I think for me, I make more personal music, and Caleb is more of the teacher. But for this one, I think this is one of his more personal ones. So it was cool to get that side of him. And like I always tell Caleb, like when we're making music, it's like I write from a personal perspective. Honestly, 'cause I don't know any other way to write. I've always written that way. But people respect real. People respect when you give it to them straight and when you're honest with them about who you are, especially like as an artist. I always say, like, if you look at like Tupac was not like the greatest lyricist by any means. Nor do I condone listening to Tupac, but if you look at like why people listen to Tupac, is because they like how he presented himself in a real way. Like as wrong as it was, like as I may say he condoned himself at times, I can't say he was fake about it. Because if he was happy, he was happy. If he was mad, he was mad. He'll show you he's mad. So I respect that fact. So for me, just like hearing this song, it was real, and it was real. Like just telling you, I'm here in a space where I don't feel like I should be at. I feel like I should be in a better space, and where I'm at, even the blessings of my life, I don't feel like I should have. It's all because of Jesus. So I think like I really like it because it showed like a more personal side.
Yeah. Yeah, I was pretty transparent.
Yeah.
That was yeah. I didn't initially like doing stuff like that. I still don't like doing stuff like that. I like to be vague, but
Yeah.
that was
See
yeah.
that and that's another thing. A dope thing about the project is like we're as similar as we may be in some ways. We're very different writers. Like the way we write and even our personalities in some ways. So seeing that like how we were able to put that together was dope. Like to put it and make a whole project and make a good project and make it all cohesive and not seem like it was just going every which direction.
Yeah, it's true. What's the next song?
The next song is Reminisce. Check this out.
Ah,
Jam.
For this, I think this is like pretty much everybody's favorite song. This is probably the hardest song. As far as the verse, that was probably the hardest verse I've ever had to write in my life. But the hook came to me like if for those that haven't heard the song is about is dedicated to our friend Juan who passed away a few years ago, and they had a memorial service for him. So I got home afterwards. We went out to eat afterwards, and then I got home. So this is probably like 11, 12 at night, and I didn't know what to do, man. I was just like emotions were everywhere. So I just got on YouTube, so I listened to beats, and then I heard one beat, and then the hook just came to me instantly. But that verse, like writing that verse, it took me months to like. I got like the first two lines, and then like the rest of it took me so long to write. But for that song, man, I wanted to make like the best song possible in honor like of my friend, that we lost. And then like and I didn't want it to be like a sad song. I wanted it to be like a song of hope and a song of encouragement because we all come to those times where life is hard, things happen, and we go through hurts and pains. But I just want people to always to remember that you can always rely on Jesus no matter what, and that's what that like my the perspective for my verse was. So as far as that song, it might quite possibly might be the best song on the album or
yeah,
the project for real. And I didn't think it would be, but it came out dope. Like it's a dope song, and it's a very real song. It's another one of those probably the most personal song on the album on the project.
yeah. I didn't want to do reminisce. Chris was like, "Hey, I have this song. We're just gonna do it in honor of our friend," and I was like, "Yeah, I don't want to do this song. Like, I didn't want to do it." Um,
Thing is, I was gonna do it, and then I was like, I can't do it, and then I have him on it. So I was like, you want to get on?
I didn't I didn't want to do it because I was like,
Yeah, that's a lot, though. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it was like I probably went through three versions of the song, and I wrote my first version. And I was like, man, somebody's gonna listen to this and want to jump off a bridge or something and end their life, you know.
That's
So I was
pretty
like,
bad.
that's not the person Jawan. He was a person of joy. He was a person of you know he was always goofing around, always joyous, always smiling, always being stupid. Um, and stupid in like a positive way, I guess, if that's possible. And he was just a joyous person. So I was like, it would be disrespectful to him to do a song commemorating him or honoring him, and it's negative. It's negative in vibe, and so it was tough for me because um like I was trying. I don't remember. Like I was always have when he went away to college. This individual Juwan, he went away to college, and so like I would see him in passing as much. Like Chris and Darian, they would see him more so all the time, and he would always. Matter of fact, during the summer, they would always go play basketball, and I always had an excuse of why I couldn't play. I'd be like, yeah, I'm not gonna. I just don't like playing basketball sometimes. But I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna come out this time. And I'm like, man, when you come back, we're gonna play. We're gonna play basketball when you come back. And I knew he was gonna beat me if we played 1-on-1 or whatever. It was whatever. But I was like, when you come back, we'll play basketball. And no, he never came back. And so it was really I would say that one and There's No Way are like my two most quote unquote emotional songs on the CD. Um, and I have no intentions of performing Reminisce live ever. Just throw that one out there, Chris. That was for free.
We can do a one verse. No, that's a
Do one person. I'll go by myself. It's all right. Don't worry.
that song like
We're
doing
gonna do this song, and Chris is gonna do his verse, and I'm just gonna stand there and look at everybody while my verse plays.
in order to perform that song, it have to be like perfect, like it have you know what I'm saying, like something special.
Yeah.
Other than that, like just in, hey, we need y'all to perform, y'all want to no, it's not happening.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's ever gonna be like, "Hey, can you do that song Reminisce?" And be like, "No."
You said what?
If you perform that song, you should do it with live music. That's just me saying that.
But we're never gonna perform that song.
Okay,
live.
I'm sorry. I apologize.
Yeah, you're right. You're right, though.
That song would go really hard with live music.
Yeah.
Seeing how he was a drummer, so.
That's true. That is very true.
That is true. Another thing, like for me, and the another way I wrote my verse was like, because I felt like he would have been on Portraits. I would have found a way to get him on Portraits.
Yeah,
Whatever,
that was.
whatever
We were trying to
way
get him
would
on
have come.
Portrait.
Yeah, whatever would have come. So it was like I definitely wanted to make a tribute to him because he was a good friend, man, somebody special. So
Yeah,
yeah,
like Portraits. That song was basically saying, "Hey," because we were trying to get him on songs all the time, and he'd always be like if you knew him, if you knew the way that Juwan was, he'd always tell you that he had something. He'd always be like, "Yeah, man, I got this I got this studio that we could go to. We could do the song. I can get it for free." But it's like, man, you always have these things, but whatever. And so I was trying to get him on Portraits or anything that I did. And if he were still alive, he'd probably be on like a large majority of our stuff.
I like that one day we went to Damien's house and we were over there for like the whole day working on music and stuff. And these dudes, this is before this is when I was just like really just a rapper. Like I just wrote raps. So I was like, I don't know what the heck y'all talking about. They're talking like musical stuff. I'm like, I'm just gonna go and get on my computer because I don't know what y'all talking about. I felt left out. Yes, I mean, what's up?
I was gonna say like about Reminisce as a whole, but like before I even heard before the project, well, like you said, like the dealing with his death and everything, it was just like a tough time, you know. And like there's only a select few songs that I can listen to that can actually bring me like comfort at that time. And like when he would when he released that project or whatever. Well, actually, before they even released it, because I was like one of the first ones to actually listen to it.
Okay, VIP.
I was actually one of the first ones to listen to it or whatever, like just for like approval, and of course I approved. But
mom over here.
But like just to hear the song, man, it was just like it just touched my heart, man, because like it was just so much stuff I was feeling at that time, and like it's like the song just explained everything that it just spoke to me, man, and. I just from like out of nowhere from time to time when I just miss them or whatever, I just listen to the song and it just brings me joy. So
yeah.
I thank y'all for that.
Like for real. And that's like, I guess I'll talk more about what I'm about to say after we finish talk about the tracks. But I think like for me, that's one of the great things about doing music is like not hearing like, I mean, hearing you had a dope verse or something like or a dope song. I mean, don't you of course you want to hear that, but hearing like people tell you like, yo, that song spoke to me or that verse spoke what you said and that verse spoke to me, like that's like a whole nother level of like, cause it's like dang, like something I said one little line or one little verse like encourage somebody. And my mission with music is like to encourage if encourage people and lead people to Jesus. And
Yeah.
I like there's nothing like for there's nothing doper than that, like for real. And
Yeah.
hearing that is like just like hearing stuff like that it it pushes me like okay, you're doing the right thing. Keep like just for myself, like just keep going. Don't give up. And it's
Yeah.
hard, like I was saying about like when you did with Mine's Right, like just making a music that was real to yourself. Sometimes it gets hard, man. Like just trying to be like, cause you don't know if people are gonna listen to it. And then for us, like not having all the means to make music at the rate we want to, like it's more so our output doesn't match what we're making inside. Like I know, like I'm always on the go, like thinking of stuff, and I hear beats and I'm just rapping in my head and stuff like that. But I can't put it out at the rate I want to put it out. So it's
Yeah.
like sometimes it's like man, like it gets discouraging because like man, it's never gonna come out. Like I'm never gonna be able to put this stuff out. Everything that's going on my mind and everything that I want to say, I'm not gonna be able to put it out. But just hearing stuff like that, just like keep going, it pushes me, and that's dope.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. Like
I'm like,
that
yeah, I'm
song.
choked up.
That
Man, let me wipe my tears, man. Hold on.
Denzel tear again. Nah, that song will take you places. Like
Yeah, man.
it's just
Yeah, I've heard
like
people like have played it and then they were like, yeah, they had to turn it off, like because it's not that it brings bad memories. It's just like such an emotional song.
yeah, and like I don't do emotional, but on that I was just like, man,
You tough, huh? You tough.
yeah, I told you I cried Denzel tears, man.
So over here, man.
He just called your bluff.
Yeah, yeah, he did. But it's just like I try to avoid that because I try to, I don't want to be like the emo guy, or the guy who just like sometimes you listen to some even Christian rappers, sometimes you hear them and you're like, man, you're just doing too much. Like we don't need to know all that about your life. Like why are you so whatever. But with that I was like, it's Jawan, he deserves a good song.
Yeah.
Because if we made a whack song, I feel like we'd get to heaven and my dude would be like, "Welcome to heaven." Hey, that song was whack.
I think we might
That's the
not
way
make
he
it
is.
happen.
Like,
I
man, you
think
could have done that song better.
yeah, that'd be like yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if you can tell people things like that in heaven, but if you can, that's probably the first thing you tell them the song was whack.
Just wanted you to know your song sucked. Like,
If I was on it, it would have sounded a lot better. Like, okay.
which he'd probably say.
Yeah.
But if we're done,
all of us, for anybody who else is watching, all of us with the exception of L7, like we all knew him. We all had like real cool with him. We would like go to youth events and like listen to this dude talk about God knows what for forever, or like run up and down hotel lobbies and all that other jazz. And he was a great person. He was a real great person. So yeah. Anyways.
look at that emotion running. Look at that emotion right there. Come on.
Nah, you need to take Damien. Damien look like he's choking up over here.
Ah, man, I'm good, dogs. I don't think I want to talk about that.
Yeah, I know. I understand.
I'm gonna do a hard pass on that one.
Yeah.
Well, if we're done, we'll go on to track number 7, which is TGIMI. In other words, thank God I made it. And this is one of those songs like I really like. like how Caleb said, like you don't like saying God gave you like some, but I really felt like God wrote that verse. Nah, I don't care what anybody says. God wrote that verse because I remember the day. I don't know if I wrote the whole verse at one time, but I remember how pretty much I think I wrote most of it. It was a few probably like a few days for my birthday, probably like 4 or 5 days. I just had a job interview, and then we heard some bad news about somebody at our church, and I had like this whole rush of emotions. I was like, I'm about to turn 22, yeah, 22. I'm like trying to figure out like where my life is going, and I just had so much emotion, and I just thought of a beat in my head, and then I just started like flowing. Everything just came to me, and then there's another one of the songs that people like tell me like this song is encouraging, and I appreciate that. It's probably the best verse I ever wrote, but like I said, I didn't write it, so I can't really take credit. I feel like because it was amazing like how that song came out. Uh-oh, Eddie
Father
moved.
moment in the background.
You're not my dad.
You know, I got kids, man.
Get over here. Hey, oh, not
This Google Hangout brought to you by Big
Anyone?
Dad Not Bad.
No, go ahead. Sorry, my bad. I had to be a dad for a minute.
Hey man, that drink got real. He's like, sit down. I was like, uh-oh.
I sat down. I was like, oh Lord.
I thought you were sitting, bro.
I sat lower. I laid.
Yes, sir. And this is how we live. Real life moments.
But yeah,
Oh man. Are you still talking about Thank God I Made It, Chris?
I'm done.
Okay. So, real talk. Thank God I Made It is probably my favorite song on the project, which sounds kind of crazy because I'm not on it. 1. 2, I'm not on it. And 3, a lot of people say things about the songs that I'm on. I remember, I think I just started working at Passage Middle School. I'm an assistant teacher. I don't know if I should have said what school I work at. Well, anyways, who cares? Anyways, I started working at school. People gonna find me. I started working at a school, and it was right around the time that Chris actually recorded "Thank God I Made It," and I was just like stressed out for some reason. You know, I was like, I got a job that I wanted, but I was just stressed, and I would just play that song on the way to work. Like I wouldn't play praise and worship music. I wouldn't play black gospel. You know, I wouldn't listen to a preaching tape. I would play "Thank God I Made It," and I would just like go in. I don't even really know half the lyrics to the song. I just know that there's like a certain part of the song where like it just catches me, and I could just like you know, it sounds weird to be like, yeah, I was praying through to a rap song, but I was praying through to a rap song, you know. And it's just there's like a resilience to it, and especially since it comes right after "Reminisce," there's like this resilience to it. And then Chris comes in, he's like, "I ain't dead yet," you know. And that in itself is like, I'm not dead yet. Like I have another opportunity to live. I have another opportunity to give God praise, and it's like I am more than like the whole song. The whole song is amazing. Like the whole song is amazing. You know, it's just amazing. It's an amazing. Well, I remember when we were in the studio and we recorded it. The dude, Jay Real, he was recording it, and he's not a Christian by any means. I don't know if I should put him on blast like that. Anyways,
I'm calling you out.
I'm gonna call you out, cut. Anyway,
Flex bombs just everywhere.
Come on our side, homie. It's like, nah, but for real, come to our side. But the dude in the studio, he was recording, and like the atmosphere, like it changed. It was like, you know when you're at church and you're praying and it's like somebody's about to give like an interpretation, and then everybody who's not from an apostolic background, we just lost them. But somebody's about to give like an interpretation, like a tongues interpretation, or like somebody's at the altar and they're just travailing. Like that's what it felt like. I don't know if you felt that, Chris, but that's what it felt like on our side of the studio. It was crazy. Like I thought the dude recording us was gonna cry Denzel tears, a whole stream of it. He was nodding and it got quiet and his head started nodding and like you could see the gears in his mind changing. You could see like maybe if I had a little bit more courage, I could have been like, in the name of Jesus, just put my hand on his forehead and we could just gone in from right there, you know? Because you could feel it. And there's something about that song, like you could just feel like the presence of God on that song. I know that may sound weird. People are like, how you feel the presence of God on a rap song? But like, it's real, you know? That's how it feels to me. And of course, there was a guy who produced the song, Damien.
Hey,
And
man. Hey,
yeah, you did a good job on that song,
how's it
man.
going?
You did a good job on that song. He's like, what? Damien produced that song and he did a really good job on it. Like
Excellent.
just the keys and like it's like it. I love that song. That's my favorite song. After I heard it, I was like, yo, Chris is my favorite rapper. If we ever blow up, people are like, yo, who's your favorite rapper? I'm gonna be like, Chris. Chris is my favorite rapper. Just because of that song. Like, it's just that song is tough, man. It takes me places.
Like, yeah, that's another one of them songs. Like I said, like I don't mind being personal when writing, because like that was always an escape when I started writing, because I don't. For those that don't know me, I don't talk a lot. So writing has always been a way of.
Should we tell them the story?
Like, oh, you can.
We used to think Chris was a mute.
Everybody thought I was retarded and a mute boy. They used to call me mute boy. I didn't talk in school. I didn't talk in school until I was in the 5th grade. I didn't talk at church. I didn't talk to some of my family members. Why? I can't tell you why. I don't know.
Who did you talk to?
You.
Alright.
But yeah. But so writing for me, like I started writing in the 7th grade. So probably all the way up to, well, pretty much up to 12th grade is like it was real. Like I could write personal stuff because I was reading I was the only one reading it, or like a close friend. So for me, like making personal stuff just comes easy for me. Honestly, I don't know. I don't think I could be like a secular rapper because I wouldn't have anything to rap about. Because I rap about like Ray just texted me, said Chris is a mute. What a jerk. Anyway, you're a jerk, Ray. But yeah, I don't even remember. I lost my train of thought. Anyways, but yeah, making personal music like that is just, I like doing that because I feel like anything I say can be used like as my testimony. Like any bad thing, any good thing is my testimony.
Yeah.
And I don't mind telling, like the way I do it is, I feel like I call it transparently opaque or opaquely transparent, whichever of those sounds correct. What I mean by that is like I give you enough to where you see it, like where you can get a picture of it, but it's not too much where it's like, all right, you telling too much or you giving us too much detail. But it's enough for you to be like, I understand that. I've been through that. So like with Thank God I Made It, that
Hey.
was like,
I'm back. So
Hey.
let me explain. I'm using one of my friend's computers, and if you block the vent, it like goes into overheat mode and just shuts down on you. So it's happened twice. So I'm on a phone. You can finish, and then I'll talk after you, Chris. My bad.
you scared me. I lost my train of thought again. You can go ahead.
My bad. I just wanted to let everybody know that I wasn't purposely just like trying to like not talk. Like,
Yeah, because at one point I was like, yeah, Damien produced it. You're like, hey. And I was like, where have you been?
He was just
I
sitting in the
gotta
back.
go. Click. I did produce this beat. Chris and I are really, when I deal with both of you guys, a lot of times we'll talk, and the first thing is like, yo, I need a beat, and I'm like, all right, I need some inspiration, and then you guys are like, all right, and then you guys come back with like about 2 to 3 tracks each, and it kind of gives me the vibe that you guys are going with, and so making this track definitely pulled out my piano skills for one. But
You went.
thanks, man. I appreciate it. Musically wise, you know, I think when it comes to rapping, I think your groove should be tough, and I think your melody lines should be sweet in the right place in the right time. This wasn't one of those places. The groove was definitely, I think, a solid groove, but I think when it comes to you guys, it was more so letting people know what you were saying than you guys are powered over like 808s and snaps and claps and cymbals and, you know, dotted eighth notes, snare rolls, and all this craziness.
Is he
Super
talking?
musical nerd on that.
My bad. So I just think this was one of those like the simple, the better. And so that was really like my whole point with the song. And then you guys did ask me to like do a little piano thing at the end, which took me a while. I'm not gonna lie about it. Took me a couple takes. Thank God for MIDI piano. You can just move like stuff around. I cheated. Just gonna throw that out there.
Gonna waste secrets again.
I cheated, but we're not gonna go into like the sounds I'm using. You're just gonna have to, just keep listening and try to duplicate. But other than that, I mean, as I said before, the first time when I got cut off, these songs were just great and all around. They were just very impactful. Even my mom doesn't listen to rap, and so when my mom sponsors rap music, that speaks volumes on my part. My mom doesn't listen to that stuff at all. She could really care less about it. She doesn't have anything bad about it. She just doesn't, she'd rather listen to like, the Gaither Vocal Band or something that has no drums, no piano, just like straight singing, it's like that's just her. So when she says things like, that song is really good and it's touching and young people should listen to it and stuff like that. First of all, it makes me feel good because, I made the music for it. Then it makes me feel even better that it's still reaching an age group that doesn't listen to that kind of music, and they still are able to understand, they can relate, and they can, comprehend what's being said. So to me, that's the whole point of music. If your message isn't being related, then what's the point? It's just 3 minutes plus of just nonsense. So, that's pretty much it about what I think about Thank God I Made It. First, Chris killed it as always. That's you're a beast. So is Caleb. So is Sir Micah over there. Even though I haven't really heard you rap yet, but I'm sure you're a beast too. I'm just gonna call it like I see it.
And side note, what's that song Wilderness? That song Wilderness is tough, but they don't know about that yet.
Well, I'm waiting. As long as we don't say anything like Illuminati, I'm so waiting. That's we can illuminate and illumini and all that stuff. Just no Illuminati.
Oh my gosh.
But if I could say something on the track, one, it's my favorite track of the whole project. I could pop it in whenever I'm feeling down, having a bad day. I'll play it. Or even if it's just playing like on my, shuffle or whatever, I'll always repeat it like at least one time. Just hear it over. It's an incredible track. Damien, you killed the production.
Appreciate it.
It's amazing. And to me, it's like there's a progression in the track. As far as Chris, your writing, like it's like building up, and then after all said and done, the gist of it is I Thank God I Made It. And so, it's just an excellent one of my favorite tracks. Period. I love the track. It's very encouraging. Yeah, that's all I got to say on that.
It was like, I knew I thought it'd be a good track, but the fact like, especially in this day and age where like the music is like people gravitate more towards music with hooks, catchy hooks and stuff. Like that's a straight verse. Like I guess that at the end you could call that a hook, kinda, but yeah, like it's the closest thing to a hook than anything else on the song. So but other than that, that's straight verse, and the fact that people like like it and listen to it and they'll listen to it again like that, like that's cool, man.
Yeah.
What else to say?
Before we go into the next the next song.
Last
Um,
song.
yeah, the last song. Or I don't know if we should address this first or not. Terry and Tyree, they sent us some questions.
Oh,
Um,
really?
yeah, Terry wanted to know what actually inspired Waves and how did it come up. We kind of addressed that, but you can rehash that for him. And would you mind doing that, Chris? Like real
Oh, no
brief.
problem. Waves. Uh, how I wrote the song, it was weird because it was written backwards, kind of. The third verse I wrote first. I wrote it like 3 years ago, and then the second verse I wrote it like 2 years ago, and then the first verse I wrote it when I heard the beat, the actual beat. So no, the second and third verse were like not written to the beat. So how it came about, I just heard the beat, and I actually posted a video on my YouTube page where I was just like, while I was starting, I had just started to write to the beat, and then I just started freestyling to it because I didn't have anything else written. But
Yeah, I remember that.
like that beat is like infectious. Like that beat is just like you can listen to that beat all day long. Like it just takes you somewhere. That's why I love that beat. So it was easy to write to it, and the meaning. It was I can't really say I had a method of writing it. It was just like I wrote it. Like it just happened. But it came out really good, and I think it's a powerful song, man. And it's really something that all people can relate to, because without God we wouldn't be here, and without God we don't have any hope. And it's only by His grace and His mercy that we're here, and we have the freedom that we do and the opportunities that we do. So that's Waves.
The
There's
next
another.
question,
Okay,
my fault.
go ahead.
The next question is a interesting question, and it's a setup question. I feel like we could talk about this for like 5 hours, but we're not going to because I gotta take my medicine because the doctor has me on a specific schedule. So
Mango juice.
drink mango juice. Man, what is that? I was like, so can I drink mango juice? They're like, no, it's too acidic. I was like, what? Like, you gotta wait till Sunday. I was like, what? Anywho's, yeah, I'm gonna die. Not really, because I would live and not die, but still.
Bless the Lord.
Then hallelujah. Anyways, the next question is, and we can all answer this, but I feel like we're all gonna have different perspectives. And let's make it real quick. Why do you think apostolic rappers
Oh Lord.
well accepted in the apostolic congregations?
You
Why
said are
aren't they?
not or
Are
are
not.
accepted?
Are not.
I'll go first. I'll go first.
Damien
go
wants to go first.
Oh
I'll go
Lord.
first.
I'm scared.
I think it's as simple as this. Generation. That's it. There's a generational gap. And
Yeah.
in our denomination, I've been to a couple churches, UPC, PAW, Codes there, most of them. There is a generational gap. And a lot of times it's hard for the older generation to adjust to the newer generation. Just like in their times, it was hard for them to adjust to the guitar being introduced to the church because it was considered rock and roll music. And then it's so when something like that can be life-changing, or it could change a whole generation, a lot of times, especially when there's a correlation that could be considered with more of a world view perspective, I guess you can call it.
Yeah.
It's very hard to accept it and swallow. But I mean, at the end of the day, the facts tell the story. If there are people being saved, if there are Bible studies being created because I went to this gospel rap concert, then I mean, it is what it is. It's just something that slowly will be accepted. But I think the biggest problem is the generational gap that we have. That's what I think personally. So.
All right.
I don't have an answer, but I do want to shout out Pastor and our First Lady, Sister Rango, because they've always encouraged us. Like even though it's rap, they've always encouraged us and gave us a platform and allowed us to use our talents in this way. And I was about to say something else. I forgot.
Take your time, my brother.
But they've always allowed us to do that. Oh yeah.
Dang.
It's always been like it's not about the method, it's about the message. Like we
Yeah.
change the method, but as long as keeping the message the same, and we kind of check each other, you know what I'm saying? And we got like L7 and Damien and other people like who check us, like, you know what I'm saying? If and that's what's cool. We have each other and we check each other, like as far as like making sure we're straight, like, you know what I'm saying? If I say something crazy, I know somebody's gonna be like, Chris, I don't know, man, that's you wilding with that one, you know. So that's not an answer to the question, but I think that shout out to Pastor. You the man.
Yeah, yeah. Like, shout outs to Pastor. Matter of fact, I saw the craziest thing when we did Awake to Sleeper, which is not on Portraits. We did Awake to Sleeper, and we tweeted it. And then our first lady, Sister Rango, like she retweeted it, and it was like she's like, "Oh, this song is radio quality. I love it." And then maybe like 2-3 days later, our pastor retweeted her retweet, and I was like, "Hold on," like, because you don't expect that, you know. And me personally, I don't know. I can't say that apostolic rappers aren't received well. I think it's the presentation of it. Like if you know if you go in with the mentality of being a quote unquote rapper, and this is gonna may sound really cliche, is if you go in with the mentality of being a quote unquote rapper and I'm doing this to rap, then people aren't gonna receive that because they're gonna look at it as rapping. But both when Chris and I were at even when I was away at college, the church I went to in college, Apostolics in Lynchburg, like for their first youth thing, they were like, "Hey, can you write us a song?" And I was like, like, yeah, you can do that, right? They gave me like a day and a half notice, to do a song for them. I've never been received negatively. There's been awkward receptions. One of the things I hate is when like well, I can't say hate. That's bad. One of the things is people have a conception that because if you're not singing like riffs, if you're not riffing, and if you're not hitting certain chords, that is suddenly not gospel. But if people can see that's why I like Jesus Save Me in Waves, because like there's no way that you can hear it and say this is not gospel. It's not gospel. It might not be gospel music. It might not be Hezekiah Walker. It might not be Hillsong. It might not be Jesus culture. But you can't deny the Christianity of it. And I think that's just the approach. And it comes with your attitude, and it comes with who you connect with and stuff. And I feel like that's the biggest thing. I mean, now, granted, there's probably some church out there somewhere that if we were to present our music to them, they would just be like, "Oh, that's just devil music," But then I would just be like, "Well, okay, that's cool. It's whatever." But that's all I can say. I don't really have. I can't really say that in my local congregation and the local congregations that I'm affiliated with that we've ever been received negatively for anything. In fact, I would say, I don't know how you feel about it, Chris, but I would say that we've been more so promoted. In fact, we did the concert thing at Woodside like 2 years ago, and that was crazy. It was us, this dude Richie, he raps, Christian rapper, and then Risa and Jared, they're our youth pastors, and we just did like a whole set at this local high school, and I believe people got the Holy Ghost at that. I know it by the time it was all said and done, like it was an amazing move of God, and God used us for it. So I can't say that we've been received negatively, but I do know that it happens, and I think it just comes with the mentality of the people, the reception that the people have of us, and the way that you present yourself. Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
I think a lot of reasons why apostolic rappers are not received amongst apostolics is because a lot of apostolic rappers suck.
I was
That's
thinking
awkward.
I believe we're
Oh.
amongst Christendom, apostolics, we're the most, I wouldn't say strict, but we're really conscious of being holy. So a lot of individuals who like rap music that may be young or what have you, um, they really don't understand the culture or the skill of rap. They just think, oh, I could just rhyme, let me get a beat, and that's it. And they really don't know how to rap. And so when it comes to um, okay, I'm gonna do it for God, they don't really have the skill to do so.
Mm.
And so it's received as garbage. Because you have a lot of those who may be apostolic who listen to those uh, other rappers who are not that are well known uh, that are not apostolic. Like they listen to it, it's received, um, uh, but they're listening to stuff that is not doctrinally based.
Yeah.
And I think it's because they don't have something, a resource, or if they do have or know an individual who's doing it, like the talent is not up to par.
Yeah.
And also along the lines of what Damien said, there is a generational gap. People's perception of rap is what they see on TV.
Yep.
That's what rap music is, and that's really a false image or false perception of what rap is. And so, but that's what they see, that's what they perceive it, and so again, being apostolics, we're so self-conscious of we have to be holy. They just throw the baby out with the bathwater.
Right.
They perceive it. It's sinful. Um, and which is an error in itself. And so it boils down to talent, uh, and also to the generational gap. I thank God for my pastors, my pastor and the churches I'm affiliated with as well, because I've received. I think it's more with me, more 50-50, because I've done shows at apostolic churches, non-apostolic churches. I've done shows in restaurants. I've done shows in clubs. Just any platform I can get, um, uh, and I'm boldly in my doctrine and in my lyrics. Those Izar, Chris, and Caleb, y'all heard my stuff.
Yeah.
I don't back down from the doctrine, and it's received. And so I just think it's all how if the talent is there, and the
Yeah.
generation gaps. Boom.
Boom.
Mhm.
All right. We're now on our last song. We're gonna wrap this up because we at like an hour and 40 minutes right now. Let's wrap this up. But we on our last song. Theme music. Chris, you want to start us off?
Um,
What you say, Darian?
no, because we were talking earlier about how long it would take, like how long this would go. He was like, "This is like you talk about 30 minutes earlier. It's a lot longer than 30 minutes."
Well, I mean, it took us like an hour to figure out how to stream properly, so it's
Tis true. Tis true.
not our fault. Next time it'll be like 40 minutes.
Nah, I think you should go first for theme music.
All right. Theme music. I was trying to make a song, like our hype song, and make a song that was, something that would be something that people would listen to and feel motivated to just basically live apostolic, I guess, basically. Um, and so like I started off, and I started off. We had at our church we had these things called small groups or connection groups, and so like they give us these Greek words, and the Greek word is like koinonia and oikos, and I forget which one is which. So if like somebody from my church sees me and hears me say it, they're gonna be like, oh man. But koinonia and oikos, they're basically the concept is like in the book of Acts church, like fellowship. So like koinonia and oikos are like your small group, and then your larger group. And like one group is more so for fellowship's sake, and the other one is fellowship for discipleship's sake. So I started off, I'm like, represent my koinonia, represent my oikos, baptized in the Christ, Holy Ghost anointed. Because I'm trying to say, you know, I say oikos and koinonia, I'm saying I'm representing my small group and I'm representing my church. And I wanted to come at it from an aspect where, you know, like the students I work with, the middle schoolers at church. Chris works with the children at church, the actual children at church. And so I wanted to have something that they could hear and that they would like. But it's interesting because it's more so of the college people who like that song, even though it was supposed to be geared towards middle schoolers and high schoolers. But that's neither here nor there. And I wanted to do something that was just like apostolic. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of apostolic lingo, I guess you could say, as a word. Create something that is, I think good rap music expresses the culture that you're from. Like if I listen to, say, L7 or John Gibbs or James Gibbons, like it makes me want to be from the West Coast because they're just so good at being from the West Coast, you know?
That's the Warriors are playing in the background.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh Lord. Anyways, so like they're just so good from being from the West Coast. If I listen to, you know, back in the day when I would whatever rapper or whatever I was listening to, like it makes you want to be from where they're from. So I'm like, if we can, as Israel as a whole, we can accurately portray the culture and the church that we're from, it'll make people want to like do like a lot of people listen to rap music and they want to, like, even with the new guys, like the whole drill movement that's coming out of Chicago, like people, there's kids that I work with at the school that I go to, and they're so infatuated with like this drill culture, like they got like 300 block written all over their binders and stuff like that, and they've never been to Chicago, they don't know what 300 block really is, but they heard it so much that they're infatuated with it and they want to be a part of it. And I'm like, if we can make stuff as Izard as a whole that makes people want to be infatuated with our culture, and if we can use them, we can use Izard as a segue to introduce them to Jesus Christ, to introduce them to the apostles' doctrine, then we're doing a good job. So theme music was supposed to be one of those songs that was supposed to segue for that. That's all I gotta say. And Damien produced it, by the way.
Hey guys.
He's back again.
Does this actually show up? This is awesome.
Yes.
I don't know if you're doing it on purpose.
That's why I was laughing. I was like, yo,
I was dying.
I feel like Obama. This is great.
Yeah. I was thinking the same thing.
All right, one more.
Yeah, we gotta wrap this up.
All right. Okay, hold up. Time out. I'm using my friend's phone, so I need to go. Theme music. I personally don't like it.
Sheesh.
They say you're your own worst critic, and I just felt like, as myself, I don't know. I'm not the greatest when it comes to hype rap music. You give me stuff that's more mellow, and I'll like eat it up all day. But anyway, so I attempted, and you guys went for it. I just felt like you guys were just being nice to me, but that's okay. We're not gonna go there. Anyway, the song was great. I mean, it was really hype. You know, Caleb had sent me the sample from like a concert, I think it was.
It was like, actually a youth camp, actually.
Oh, okay. And he was like, hey, man, can you throw that in a track and just kind of work around it? And I was like, I'll try my best. I've just started really, I can truly say I started really just getting into the whole productions part of it. And so I was like, man, sampling, this is going to be different. So, I took it, chopped it up, played around with it for a while. And, it's really hard to stay current with the genre of rap around here, because at one moment it's very melodic, and then the next moment is like you hit one chord the whole time and it's like the hottest track in the world. So rap changes, like, I think every 6 months, to be honest.
True.
So just the feel of rap. Regardless, it is a hype song. I'm surprised that you said you thought the kids would like it more. Only reason why I thought the young people would like it more is because, first of all, you guys are chanting Revolution, which is the name of your student ministry. So I definitely, for sure, just like your youth group is going to eat that up. The track as a whole, it was a great way to end it, seeing how we did kind of have more, somber tracks. prior to it, so it was a kind of a good, like, once I feel like I've made it and I realized this and I still have time to change the world. Now here I am being a part of the revolution to make a difference, and here I am, and it's like a kind of like a call to action, like at the end.
Yeah.
Like just the way how the whole CD kind of flows, it gives you kind of like a call to action at the end. So that's really my take on it. You guys, as I said, I love working with you guys. I do wish we lived closer and the energy was always at a 10. But life is life, so things happen. But you guys, once again, you guys make me proud. You guys make my stuff sound good. Without you guys, it's just another beat that gets saved to my computer. I'm like, well, one day maybe I'll use this, and that's really just the end of it. So I do appreciate that. But yeah, the track was great. Other than that, so anyway, guys, I'm gonna get off this person's phone. This was fun. And okay, I'm done. I promise. I'm done. I promise this time.
All right, bro. Thanks for hanging out, man.
Yeah, man.
We about to wrap up anyway.
Yeah, man. Good night.
All right.
Chris, you got any thoughts for theme music?
Well, I kind of agree with most of what Damien was saying. Because at first I kind of didn't want to do it. Because like sometimes doing hype stuff, I'm a very mellow type person. So sometimes doing hype stuff unless I really feel like, yo, I'm gonna go all out. But I mean, it turned out. I think it could have been better on my behalf, like as far as the hook. The thing with the hook is I wrote the hook to another beat at first before Damien had made that beat. So the way I heard the hook in my head is it flows well to the beat I wrote it to. But now I listen to it on theme music, I was like, I kind of cringe. I'm like, ugh, I should have changed that up. But other than that, I mean, it turned out good. I think it's like I agree with most of what Damien was saying. It finished out the project well, and it ended it on a high note.
Yeah.
Like, thank God I made it was like the curve up, and then theme music just took it away. So I think it accomplished what it was supposed to accomplish.
Yeah, I have no other thoughts on that. I'm tired. I gotta go take my medicine, and it's like 12 o'clock Eastern time.
Not here.
And I was about to say, and the Spurs are getting their faces handed to them, so it's time to call it a night. So yeah, but I mean, I guess that's about it. Everybody cool? Anybody else have anything else to say?
What's new for Izar?
Funny thing, all right. So we did a performance a few weeks ago for the kids in my church, or at our church. So we gave out CDs afterwards, and then like a week after, I gave one of the kids. It's a little, like white kid who like you wouldn't think listen to rap music. So the next week, his grandmother comes up to me and is like, "You really need to make some more music. Every time he's in the car with me, we play that CD. I need some variety." And I was like, "Dang." Because it's only like 8 songs, so I'm like, yeah, I know you gotta be. I'm tired of listening to Portrait, so I know you gotta be tired of like. But as far as what's on the way, for me personally, I don't know if I should tell them how far I am, because I have a title. I don't know if I should tell you the title. Well, you know the title. You know the title. So for the rest of you who aren't privileged enough, I do have a title. I'm working on something, and it's pretty much it's kind of weird because it's like after we dropped Portraits last year, life was kind of like, for me, it kind of went downhill. I felt like it was kind of on the up after we dropped Portraits, and then I felt there was just a lot of stuff that happened in my life, and then personally I just felt like I wasn't living up to the standard that I should have been living up to. So I'm writing to some beats and stuff. I don't have anything recorded, but I have some stuff ready to go, but I haven't recorded yet. And I don't know when it's going to come out because I feel like it's still kind of right. The project is still writing itself. Like I still have experiences and things that I want to go through that I feel I need to go through in order for this to be a complete project. So that's how things are on my end.
Yep. For me, I'm just waiting on Chris. So I'm not doing anything till Chris does something. No pressure.
Well, 2019 people get ready.
No pressure.
Hopefully, man. I wanna do it this year, but you know, pray about it, and hopefully, the things that I want to see happen in my life happen in my life, and I get to a point where I feel like I can release it. Because I don't want to release it, and I want to. I know where it starts. Like the start and the middle, pretty much is already done. That's concrete. That's already been done. But I'm still waiting on things to happen to see how the story unfolds.
Yeah.
And as far as group stuff, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. We just play this by ear.
Yeah, pretty much.
We might do a reggaeton album for the Spanish church. You never know.
You're
I
on
gotta first.
you're on your own because I suck.
It's gonna be like Cristo Libre, the whole way through.
I'm not hype enough for reggaeton. I'm not.
Yeah, me neither.
You
But
get
that's
reggaeton.
about it.
You done?
Well, I
Yeah.
guess we can
Thanks,
end.
everybody, for tuning in.
Now Seven's gonna do the altar call. So everybody.
We didn't take offering. No.
If you never received the Holy Ghost before, now is your time. Oh man, he just walked off. That's great.
I'm here. I'm right here.
I'm about to say, what a great minister.
Other than that, I think we're done.
Yeah. Shout out
Appreciate
to
everybody tuning in and everybody. Damien L7, or as you know him, Micah, but we call him L7. Janine here.
L7.
Darian
Yeah,
here.
I came back. I told you.
But yeah, we appreciate everybody watching, man. All the compliments and all the support. We really appreciate it. It's been such a great time in our lives, being able to share this music. So thank you, everybody.
Thank you, everybody. I'm gonna log off and take my medicine now. So we done?
I gotta go to work in the morning. Ha 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 ha.
Oh Lord, bless him, Lord. All right,
Deuces.
peace.
Peace.
Bye.
Bye.